I'll ask you guys to put yourselves on mute, please, and then unmute yourselves when you do your little share. Okay, so welcome everybody to our home health and family event. It's really nice to see you all on here, and thank you to those who are new, who are watching this for the first time. I'm Andrea Berger, and I'm going to be your host for today. So today you'll actually be hearing stories of our journeys throughout the year, and some have started just recently and others for a couple of years actually. So yeah, I will pass the time over to Linda, who will talk to us about the products and the program. So hope you enjoy the stories that we have for you to share, for us to share with you. Linda. How do I pass it on to Linda? Just unmute yourself, Linda, and you speak.
Okay, thanks, Andrea. Hi, everybody. I'm Linda Baylor. I have been interested in health and nutrition for over 40 years now, since my first child was diagnosed with what we call today ADHD. We didn't have medication in those days. We treated it with some behaviour therapy and with diet. And essentially we cut out all artificial preservatives and colouring and all the artificial things in food. And there was a chemical which naturally occurs in food called salicylate, and we had to cut that out as well. Now, salicylate is in most of the artificial things, but also, as I said, in some natural things. So that started my journey to health and wellness. And I consider that I'm still on that journey, because I don't think you ever learn everything there is to know. But when I was introduced to our products, to Juice Plus last year by the lovely Leona, it just all made sense to me because of that background and the things that I have learned over the intervening years about nutrition. My family grew up with gardens. My grandfather, my father, we always had our own fresh fruit and vegetables. We grew our own gardens, and I've always had one as well. That was just a part of the way we grew up. And so the amount of processed food and artificial foods that we ate, we kept to a minimum. And so being introduced to these food, like I said, made absolute total sense to me, and I'm going to show you what they are. Our company is called Juice Plus, and they have a very small product range, but what they have is absolutely fantastic, and they have a small range of product, and they do it very, very well. So we have fruit capsules, we have berry capsules, and we have vegetable capsules. Now, these are literally fruit, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. Simple as that. That's all there is. There are about 30 fruit and vegetables in fruit and berries in these, and the berry capsules. Everything that's listed on the ingredients list, you will recognise their name, and because you recognise them, your body recognises them. Things like the vegetable capsules, carrot root juice, parsley, broccoli, cabbage, kale, spinach, tomato, beetroot, rice, oat, garlic, spirulina powder. That's all there is. There's no warnings on there to say, don't take them when you're pregnant, not suitable for breastfeeding, beware of children, don't give them to children, poisonous in large doses or anything like that. The berries, there's a heap of berries in there. Blueberries, I think there's about 7 different berries. There's blueberries, grapes, cranberries, blackberries, bilberry, raspberry, blackcurrant, and elderberry. And then there's other things like cocoa, green tea, ginger, grape extract, pomegranate, things like that. Okay, and the fruits, they have the same sort of things, all natural. Apple, orange, lemon, grapefruit, pineapple, cranberry, papaya, prunes, dates, beetroot, peach, and acerola cherry. Okay, so no warnings, they are absolutely safe. If my granddaughter, who's 4 years old, got hold of one of these and ingested it, it would not do her any harm. Okay, there would be no trouble with that at all. And in fact, for children who are severely lacking in nourishment or have some health issues, it's quite okay to take one of these capsules and pour it open, break it open and sprinkle the contents over their food. And you might want to do that sometime. And these are what they look like. So there's the capsules. You can see them just simply like that. And what they do to produce these is they grow the fruits and the vegetables and the berries in organic standards. Now, we can't say that they are organic. They're not certified organic, but they are certainly grown to organic standards. The fruit, the vegetables, and the berries are picked at peak nutrition, so they have all the goodness that our bodies need. They are absolutely peak nutritional content. The fruit, veg, and berries, they are pulped, then they are dried at a very low temperature so that none of those nutrients and phytonutrients are damaged in the process. They keep all the enzymes and everything intact so that our bodies can take them in. And then they are simply, once they're dried, they're powdered and popped into these vegan capsules. Okay, so they are vegan. So that's the capsules. We call them our juicy beans. Absolutely fantastic. There is I think there's 38 now peer-reviewed research projects into our capsules, and that makes them the most scientifically researched nutritional product on the market. Okay, scientifically researched. And the thing that's often said against natural medication is that, oh, there's no scientific research, there's nothing in the science to back it up. Well, sorry, but with our products there is. 38 so far, scientific reviews, third-party, peer-reviewed, published research projects. Now, the other thing that we have, when an adult goes onto these products and they can have the fruit and vegetables or the fruit, vegetables and berries, which we call our premium pack, any adult taking at least those can get free for their child a children's version. Now, like I said, it won't hurt a child if they do take one of those, but sometimes it's a bit hard for them to actually swallow the capsules. So we have our chewable version. They look just like a lolly. You see there's the fruit and berries one and the vegetable one, okay? And they come like that so that the children can eat. They think there's a lolly, and they come in just a little packet like this. So if you have an adult that takes the capsules, then they can get these free for a child between the age of 4 and 18. They eat free. Now, the chewies are just the same as the capsules, but in the chewable form, okay? And I'm just trying to see, I can't remember what it is that holds them together, but they are pure, nutrition. There's no added sugar to them or anything like that, even though they taste fine. The other product that we have is our shake, the complete protein shake. Now, this is a whole food plant-based protein, so there's no dairy in there at all. And very often people who take protein shakes, they use the dairy, the whey-based protein. And a lot of people are actually intolerant to dairy. So they might take the shake and think that they're doing very well, but they're actually feeling rather bloated or uncomfortable, a bit of a grumbly tummy, something like that. These don't have that effect because they are plant-based protein, and they have things like pumpkin powder, pomegranate, spirulina, yucca powder, mushroom powder, and the ancient grain blend and sprout blend of proteins. We have pea protein and Brussels sprouts and protein from alfalfa sprouts and radish and amaranth and quinoa, things like that, organic millet, things like that, all into this powder, which we make up into a shake. And I know a lot of the girls are like me, or a lot of the girls, a lot of the guys too. My husband has them. And we have our shake and we pimp it up with all sorts of yummy fruits and other vegetables. So it makes it a very nourishing, nutritious meal on the run. It's not a meal substitute. We don't ever recommend that you stop eating even if you're trying to lose weight, you don't stop eating. You might change what you eat, but you don't stop. And but if you're in a hurry, and like a lot of people are, you know, you're rushing out to work in the morning or getting kids off to school, this is great to just grab and go. And you can put it into your keeper cup and drink it on your way in the car. So absolutely fantastic. Great to bridge the gap, if you like, in meal times. So these are just fantastic. My granddaughter loves these, and they're quite in keeping. My boys have grown up with mum's funny food, as they call it, or hippie food, they used to call it at one stage. I remember while they were at high school, I used to give them, instead of sandwiches for lunch, I'd make their in their lunchbox, I'd give them a wrap. And this was in the days before wraps were so fashionable and before you could buy them. But I just got sick of making sandwiches. And they sit and laugh now because they remember and they talk about, oh, nobody had ever shared lunch with us. We had funny food. We had to go and sit in the corner all by ourselves. It was so embarrassing. But they also credit it with the fact that they are now so healthy and that they also have an interest in food and in what they put in their bodies. Just the other thing about the chews, I have a customer who has been using the chews now for her children just for probably a couple of months now. And she has one child who can't have artificial things. And so he's been loving it because he can have a lolly, which they call them. He can have a lolly just the same as his brothers and sisters, and he hasn't had any reaction to them at all. So she's really pleased about that. And so that's the product range that we have. They've been absolutely fantastic for me. Had all sorts of benefits. My anxiety has gone. My blood has regenerated itself. I'm a regular blood donor, and in the year I'd been taking capsules for a couple of months, but my iron levels were had dropped because of my age, quite normally. But when I went to the blood bank a couple of months ago, after 6 months on the products, my blood iron levels, my hemoglobin count had gone back up to what it was 20 odd years ago when I first started blood donating. So really fantastic, really pleased about that. And you know, that's just one of those cellular level changes that are happening in our bodies as we take these products. So highly recommend them. Fantastic. I think that's all I have to say, and I'll hand back to Andrea. Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you, Linda, for sharing that. Thank you very much. I'd like to now introduce you to one of my friends, Melissa. She's just joined the business and she's actually launching today. So please welcome Melissa to share her story.
Well, where do I start? I started Juice Plus products basically for my son. It was a post Andrea put up on her Facebook page that grabbed my attention at the time. It would have been a couple of months ago now. My son, my 8-year-old, suffers from anxiety, ADHD, pica, or pica as some people call it, which means he eats non-foodable items like plastic and rubber and things like that, and he actually ingests them. At the end of last year, he was also diagnosed with situational eating disorder, so anorexia, caused by grief, which is, well, my husband passed away in February last year unexpectedly. So that has been a big issue. He got to the point where his BMI was 12 point something, which for a child is just disgusting. Basically, we were near hospitalisation, and I was just sick of them giving us over-the-counter medications which weren't doing anything. And I just thought, what the heck, this is last resort. And in 4 days, we noticed a massive change. in his colour, his behaviour. He actually ate food, which was a big thing for us. And he continued to just progress positively. And 4 weeks after starting Juice Plus on the chews, for him, we went to the doctors and he had put on 5 kilos. So he now has a BMI of 14.8, which the doctor was just absolutely flabbergasted and said he had never seen anything like that before. And he said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, please, because he goes, it was just amazing. So we had a big party in the doctor's office. It was quite exciting. So that was basically for him. But I got the tablets for me because obviously the last 18 months have been just like chaos for our family. So therefore, I resorted to lots of sugary things and things that you shouldn't be eating. And I was a massive iced coffee addict. One brand in particular I won't mention, but massive iced coffee addict where I would have at least 2 litres of iced coffee a day. It was just disgusting. And I noticed within a week of being on the trio, so the fruits, the veggies and the berries, that I had cut right back and I'd only had 1 small iced coffee in a week. 1. So that was a massive, massive change for me, thankfully. It was a massive deal for me. And my kids actually were saying, Mummy, you look so good, which is good because I have 4 children, so I'm full on, flat out all the time. So for my kids and for me, it's just been so fantastic. And we've, watching the events has inspired me to do other little things along the way with family. But so I jumped onto the business because I could see the potential and for what it had done for my son foremost and for myself was just massive. And I said, if this can work for me, obviously I know there are oodles of people out there that could benefit from fruit and veggies, because who of us eats that much in this much, really? So that's basically where I'm at. It's just, progressing now, getting there, getting the word out, spreading the love.
Thank you very much.
And that's me.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your story. We'll now pass the time over to Debbie. She'll share her journey so far. Thanks, Debbie.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah? Awesome. Hi, I'm Debbie. I'm mum of 3. My background is I'm an early childhood educator, and I used to be a fitness instructor and photographer. I love Taekwondo and the outdoors. About 4 years ago, my life actually changed quite dramatically. My body shut down. I went from being a healthy 40-year-old woman to literally needing several nano-naps a day. I was exhausted. I had brain fog, ulcers, acne, rashes and pain, like literally everywhere, all through my whole body. I went to see specialists and they diagnosed me with an autoimmune disease called Sjogren's. And I guess the first question was, how do I get better? And he said, you don't. You go home, take the steroids and be a mum. And I've just gone, okay, I can't live like this. So it was so bad. I had to close my daycare down, which I was pretty devastated about. And that's when my journey started to better health, really. I seen meridian therapists and naturopaths, and they made me feel a little bit better. I went on a detox sort of program. I felt a little bit better, but I was still really, whoops, sorry, my thing just fell down. I was just really, sorry, tired and exhausted all the time. So Then one day I seen this post on Facebook from Leona, and it got me a little bit curious, and I sent Leona a message, and she invited me to one of these strange events, and I was a little bit excited to see what it could do for me. So I'm not easy to convince. I wanted to see the research, the science, the proof, the testimonies. And after seeing, she sent me some videos, and after looking it through all them, I just got a bit excited, and I asked myself, what if I felt human again? What if I wasn't that zombie mum anymore, and I wasn't tired and feeling exhausted? And what if it helped my autoimmune disease like it was helping the other people in their testimonials? I thought, what if I had energy to get fit again and be pain-free and go hiking and do taekwondo without needing nana naps before and after any physical activity I wanted to do. But poor Fiona, I had a few more questions, because I'm very fussy what I put in my body after being on naturopath medicines and that sort of thing. Look, I already do daily smoothies, and I've got a pretty healthy diet except for my sweet tooth. So I looked into the research, and I looked at how they actually made the capsules. And when I found out it was all natural, I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. Why not? You know, I've got nothing to lose. So that was 5 months ago. And I'm so glad that I asked myself, what if 5 months ago? Because, okay, I have this huge list. What's changed? Where do I start? So first of all, my energy. I do taekwondo about 2 or 3 times a week now. So my energy is just dramatically changed. My son actually said to me the other day on the way to taekwondo, he said, Mum, that stuff really works. You used to say no to a lot of things. Now you say yes. So that, to me, that was an awesome feeling to, I guess, be able to keep up with my kids now. And that they had their mum back now. So then my hubby got a little bit jealous, because he was seeing all my energy. So he started actually pinching my capsules, and he wanted to know, what is this stuff, you know? So he started trying them, and within days, his energy levels were, he couldn't believe his energy levels. And he said his skin feels softer, and he said he can think clearer in his work. So he's on them too now. Weight loss, I've lost weight, and I don't feel as hungry as I used to feel. So I don't snack much during the day anymore. What else? Pain. Okay, pain was huge. Most people that have got Sjogren's, they're in so much pain, like from your fingers through your whole body right through to your toes. It's like your body is so inflamed that you need to be on steroids or anti-inflammatories just to pretty much get through the day. I don't take anything else except Juice Plus. So that's massive for me. Not even after doing taekwondo. Like the next day, I feel awesome. So another thing that was getting really bad before I tried Juice Plus was my brain fog. With people with Sjogren's, and I guess, you know, generally just mums, we get a bit of brain fog when we're tired and that sort of thing. I just want to show you something. This is my taekwondo belt, and I'll tell you a little bit about this. So because of my brain fog, I actually nearly quit taekwondo because there's so many forms and patterns that you have to memorize. I was finding it really difficult to remember them all. So I nearly quit, but Juice Plus has helped so much that 2 weeks ago I got graded, and now I'm blue 3 stripes. So I'm pretty excited about that. Ulcers, I used to have a mouthful of ulcers all the time. They're pretty much gone, which is huge. I can eat properly now. Colds, I've been on Juice Plus for 5 months, and I've had 1 cold. Okay, sugar. I used to be a sugar junkie, and My kids would tell you that they'd say, "Where's the chocolate?" And I'd say, "It's all gone." So now my cravings, I actually read the testimonials before I started, and I read how it changes your taste buds, and I was like a bit skeptical. I thought, well, how would it do that? Well, I'm telling you, it does. Like for me, it just has taken away all my sugar cravings. So I don't snack on chocolate or anything like that anymore. And yeah, that's about it. I'm just so glad I asked myself 5 months ago, what if? And I just want everyone to feel as good as I do. So yeah, thank you. Handing over to Brooke now. That's me done.
Wow, I'm loving hearing these stories today from everybody. Very, very powerful. I also myself have a very powerful product story, and I'll share that another time. But we're just going to switch it up a little now and just share with you all. So with the products also comes a business opportunity. So I also fell in love with the products, and then people could notice and see a lot of changes in myself because I had struggled so much over the years with my health. And people started asking me, what is it that you're doing differently? Are you, and I thought, well, it'd be a great opportunity to be able to share that with other people because I was so passionate about the product. So I become a distributor myself. And in the lounge room, darling. Sorry, guys. And so yeah, there is a business side to Juice Plus, and I'll just share a little bit about. Go and grab it yourself, honey. The joys of working from home. We have little ones at our feet, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, I was super skeptical at the beginning because it wasn't something that I had looked into before, and it was just very different to traditional businesses, and yeah, I was a little bit skeptical, but and it's now I understand the power of what we have and how incredible this business is. I love sharing it with people, but like a lot of people out there, there is skepticism, and a lot of people think that this is one of those pyramid schemes. Now, I'm just going to get my trusty little whiteboard and just share with you all, draw a little diagram. So pyramid schemes were actually made illegal in the 70s. And Juice Plus is actually one of the only multi-level marketing companies. So we are in direct selling. It's a legitimate business, and we're one of the only MLM companies that is completely debt-free. And we have the same owner and founder who has been around for over 46 years in this business. And I'm just going to draw a little diagram. So most businesses and organizations are built on some sort of pyramid structure. So looking like, just check, can you see, guys? Okay, so this is your typical pyramid scheme that we're talking about. Now, up the top, you've got your CEO, and then as you're coming down, you've got your estate managers, store managers. So the first job that I ever did, I worked at Kmart, and we had our CEO up the top, estate managers, store managers, we had section managers, and also, like your register managers down here, and then your floor staff. And I was down here, down the bottom. And what's interesting, nowadays, the reality with technology and the power of technology, a lot of it is taking over our jobs. And, we go through Woolworths and Coles and even Kmart nowadays, and you're going through the registers, and there's nobody there to serve you because it's all self automated tellers, which is people are losing their jobs because of that. So and to work your way up to these levels in the corporate ladder is usually quite competitive, And the further you go up in the levels, you know, there's more responsibility and stress, and it usually doesn't equal out to the amount of your paycheck that you've increased. You've increased all this extra work and pressure and responsibilities, but you know, not taking home as much as ideally you would like to be taking. So, you know, from here, starting here to get up here is quite rare. And I'm just going to show you what our business looks like. And so our business is more, we like to say it's more structured this way. And so we all start down here as a virtual franchisee. And there are you can come into the business with 0 qualifications. Anybody can join this business. And the flexibility of being able to work from anywhere is the joy that we have in this business. So we have different levels that we work our way up to as well, and every person has the same capabilities and opportunity to reach to our pinnacle level up here, which is NMD. Our team runs with a very abundant mentality in our business. So there's no competition, and you can't actually get these results and tick off the levels above without helping others do well in this business. I think we're going to run out of time. What are your thoughts, Andrea? It's going to cut out. Do we jump back on, or you're on silent? I'll just keep going. So it's very different to the typical pyramid structure. So people think, you know, when you come into a business like this, that you have to know a lot of people, which is not the case, because and we're not hunting down, you know, our friends or our family and selling it, you know, like putting it onto people. That's not the way at all. Our business is about helping people to look better, to feel better, with an amazing product and program that we all can resonate with and love. So with the results that we've already heard today, you may already know one person out there who needs more energy, wants to, you know, is looking to lose some weight, or struggling with their overall health. And, you know, really there's plenty of people around that could do with